Hi, Jim. Hi, Andry. Good to see you here at Stateofopencon 2023. How's it going for you so far?
I think it's been a really interesting event. I mean, the standard of speakers has been really high so far. I think we've both uncovered some things we probably didn't know that were happening in the open source community.
Yeah, amazing. I've seen vendors who I've never seen before, like PTSD. It's been, I don't know, 20 years, and they are still there and popular.
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been great.
Yeah, I thought this morning's session was particularly interesting as the legal and security issues beyond the technical issues, some very good points came up. So you're into data. Tell me a bit about what you think about open source data.
But I think it's an interesting problem at the moment. Obviously, data by itself is not like software in terms of being distributed on GitHub. So we always have to look at how it's being consumed and who is consuming it and for what purposes. So how that data is shared, how it's ingested, I think that's where things start getting a bit interesting. And what we're seeing from our own consulting practice is that government data is being shared more widely now. And the process of doing that needs to be kind of more homogenous. Instead of having, okay, those guys do FTP, that one's an API, maybe there's different cloud-specific ways of transferring the data. We're trying to get to some level of consistency across government in that area at the moment. So I think that's where data sharing and open source for data is going to go. It's going to be kind of a consistent way of getting access to it.
Yeah, of course, there's ownership issues around data, right? So what sort of ownership issues do you see?
Yeah, that's a very interesting one. Like, I guess one of the issues you could say is, well, who actually owns it ultimately? Is it ONS's data? Do they own all the data
Yeah.
that the UK government produces? Do the individual departments own it? So I guess what we have to define as a framework for, I guess, who gets what is in like which data is relevant to which department. And I think that's something that is being decided at the moment, which is the kind of the priority of the data. So why do you want the data? Do you really need those fields? So I think there's lots of questions being asked around data, particularly across data sharing at the moment.
Finally, you're both with MetaOps. Do you want to tell me a bit about MetaOps?
Right, so our foundations are in government. So both of us have been working in government for about 10 years. And we're looking at data sharing. So what we've been seeing a lot is that government data and how it's collected varies quite a lot across the software stack. On one side, you've got data like Google Analytics. On other sides, you've got data stored in warehouses. You've got SaaS tools in there. You've got some data which is generated from bespoke applications. You've got legacy. So what we're looking to do is try and solve that problem by putting together a tagging platform to be able to look at the data as it's coming in and then perform process mining on it. What we want to do is to get that data into one place so government organizations can say, can look at their processes and get really laser X-ray insight into how their organizations are running and then look for process improvements. And that could be anything from maybe changing a process to having more staff on board to changing training to even changing a location for where they're doing the processing. But we want to enable governments to be able to do that. And to solve that issue, we have to solve that data problem first. And that's what we're very interested in at the moment.
Great. Very interesting. Well, thank you for that, Jim.
Thank you very
Andry,
much.
and enjoy the rest of the conference. Catch you later. Hope to see you at KubeCon.
Yeah,
Over in Amsterdam, right? Later on.
maybe.
That does sound fun. Yeah, try and make it.
Yes, yeah, be amazing.
Are you giving tickets?